Alrighty, Ian. So, kind of like what we were talking about last lesson, got both of your videos here on the top. The one that I'm pointing to, this was from your very first ever pitching lesson. And on the bottom here that I'm now pointing to, actually, let me clear it to make it simple. On the bottom here is from our last lesson. So, just kind of wanted to talk about the differences between when we started, where we are now, and what we're still going to keep working on. So, I'm going to play them simultaneously, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, so a couple things that we see that are different. Obviously, number one, our starting point with our glove is a lot higher than our original one. And the reason that we want to do this is that we want to keep our arms, as you can see, whenever we get here, we want to keep our arms up so that it's easier to get into our bear position, right? You see how easy it is to get in our bear position here versus if I were to clear it from the top one right here, it takes a lot longer, right? So that's the first thing, okay? Second thing, we are now raising our leg here. You do a really, really great job in this video of raising your leg up and getting ourselves in a really good position to drive off the mound. As we could see in the first one, we didn't do that, right? So that's something that you're doing a really good job. One thing that you're doing a good job of that we really haven't talked about in the lesson is take a look at what your hip is doing right here, right? What we like to call this, Ian, is a hinge in your hip. Essentially, and what we really want to do is we want to take your butt and bring it towards home plate, right? Versus what we do is we are starting to go that way and then we stop and then we go straight down, right? So we want to continue when we get here and continue to bring forward, right? That's going to help us drive down the mound, right? Then we get to right here, very similar with our arm angle. I'd like to get a little bit more separation in your arm of like right here versus where we're really, really short-armed right there. And as you can tell, we're kind of pushing this shoulder through. We don't want to push our shoulder through. Rather, what we want to do is we want to have it like a whip. If we think back to a catapult here, and this is our catapult, we want it to whip around like this, right? So that's another thing you're doing a really great job of. That's the starting point. Another thing, too, you're doing a really good job of keeping your eyes on the target. Really good stuff there. Keeping your glove towards your target. The one thing I want to continue to work on is keeping this glove into your armpit or your rib cage. That's going to help you from opening up like we do right now, right? And then if we think about our follow-through, we do a lot better of a job of getting down the mound. One thing I want to continue to work on is taking all of our weight and our momentum towards the plate rather than throwing it off to the side like this, right? Additionally, what we want to do is whenever we get to this point, this is where I want to extend my front leg out, right? And we'll talk about that a little bit more next lesson and what that kind of looks like. But so far, so good, Ian. We're doing a great job of making some progress. Still a long way to go, obviously, but really good stuff that we're seeing. And obviously, you could see the difference that we've been working on through these two videos and just all the adjustments that we've been making. So really great job on that, Ian, and look forward to the next lesson.